Got him. Oh my God.
This is the story of Bob McMillan's 2014 auction tag buck, taken with Rimrock Outfitters guide Josh Epperson. Before we get to the events of Bob's buck and how it all played out, I wanted to give a little overview of the man that made it all happen. Josh is a well-accomplished hunter and big game guide here in Arizona. Like many of us, Josh got his passion for the outdoors from his father. But unlike Randy, Josh chose not to follow the hounds and the lions through the mountains, but to dedicate his pursuit to the antlered creatures that roam the hills. The uncountable days and uncountable hours Josh Epperson has spent in search of these antlers is second to none. And talking to Josh 5 minutes, you'll know this is his one true passion. Not only has Josh picked up countless elk horns, but the whitetail collection he has is pretty impressive. This being one of them, a quadruple drop tine rack he picked up just a week after spotting Bob's buck for the first time. He's picked up a 132-inch typical 4-point Coues deer rack, as well as a 133-inch non-typical Coues deer rack. These are both once-in-a-lifetime trophies for any of us. Josh just seems to have a knack for finding those giant whitetails. And it was Josh's obsession and dedication to shed hunting that led him to Bob McMillan's monster Coues buck in March of 2014. Josh walked out to the edge of a canyon, looked for elk antlers, threw up his binos, and this is the first thing he saw. He spent 8 hours watching them this day, videoing them, and just sitting there in total disbelief at what he just found. Josh came back the next week and the buck was still there in the same spot. And he watched him for a few hours at 250 yards. Took some more video of him. Josh figured these antlers to score in the mid 130s. He knew he found something special. He knew the buck was getting ready to shed soon, so he was trying to keep tabs on him best he could. In the next couple weeks, Josh was out looking for this deer's brown antlers and ended up picking up a left side off him from years previous with his boy Isaac. Josh came back on April 6th, glassed up the buck in the same spot, but he'd already shed his antlers. Josh spent the next few months scouring these ridges and canyons where this buck was living, looking for his fresh brown antlers. With no luck, so Josh did what every normal, obsessing whitetail hunter would do and started hanging cameras and glassing, trying to find this buck and get his pattern down. It wasn't until July that Josh got his picture finally on one of his trail cameras at a nearby water hole. then over the next couple months he'd get the buck's pictures here and there. In October he finally got a picture of the buck hard-horned, and on the way in to check one of his trail cameras he picked up a big right side from the buck from the year before. For the next few weeks the deer pretty much went nocturnal, only showing up on camera a couple times at night. And then for the next 7 weeks the giant 3-point disappeared altogether. In early December a snowstorm hit. Josh took advantage of it and went out and found where the deer were traveling. Rehung a few of his cameras, and it was just a matter of time and the big 3-point showed up again. Epperson knew it was time to start pursuing the buck and contacted Bob McMillan, one of the 2 auction tag holders for this year, and told him it was time to start hunting. 2 days later, Josh and Bob were sitting on the rim, glassed up a doe with a smaller buck, and within 5 minutes, a giant 3-point stepped out. Adrenaline kicked in and Josh realized that after 9 months of solid scouting, all of his hard work paid off. Him and Bob were sitting at 500 yards away from this buck watching him rut some does. Bob, who has nothing but 100% respect for the animals he's hunting, didn't want to take a chance and risk a shot at this distance. So they got to watch this deer for over an hour before they moved in to try to get in a closer position.
Well, just wait him out, Bob.
Josh and Bob were sitting at 300 yards and waited intensely a couple hours, and right about noon the buck stood up.
Go ahead. Yeah. He's just up a few feet. You got him. Careful.
Huh?
You about hit his head.
His head?
You about hit his head.
Really?
You about did. Hang on. There he's going down. You got him. Oh my gosh.
Look at the,
Oh my
look
god.
at the mange. Unbelievable.
Oh, Bob. He's not very big bodied, is he? Look at that set of horns.
Look at the mange. Golly.
Oh my god.
Look at the size of that. Can you believe that? Unbelievable.
Congratulations.
Look at the size of those things. I'm so happy. So,
Yeah.
What a deal. We got to watch him with the scope since early this morning, and saw him with 3 does, and he was showing rutting activity, and he bedded underneath the tree about 86, 70, 80 yards, 60 yards from here. And we waited till about 1 o'clock. He got up, started walking away from the tree. I shot one time, and I don't know if I hit him or not the first time. Shot again, definitely hit him the second time, and he was kind of on the move pretty good. And shot a third time, and don't know if I hit him then, don't know what happened. Really cool, and I give the God thanks.
Absolutely.
Incredible. Is that clear? That's clear, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Wow! Look at that. Look at the tips. Just to see the front. This mass is ridiculous.
Good.
What do you guys think?
That's a pretty special animal right
That
there.
is incredible.
How long have you been seeing this deer, Josh?
I spotted him in March and been trying to keep tabs on him all summer. And he's been pretty elusive.
And how long ago did you first find the deer?
In March.
In March, a year ago, almost.
Yep.
Like 9 months ago, 9 months ago, huh?
Unreal.
And he just showed up on camera a bunch this past week, and figured it's time to hunt him.
Well earned.
He's a giant.
Well earned.
Well, congrats on a fine trophy there, Bob.
Oh man, he's amazing.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. Look at that. You're truly blessed with that one,
I
Bob.
am. God was good.
God is very good.